How did Kat do at the artist project?
Well, it was actual sales were small, but a lot of warm leads and hot leads.
Good.
So a lot of conversations with designers, which is really good.
That's great.
Perfect.
Um, there's one woman who is thinking about buying a couple of the prints, and there was something else too. Anyway, it
That
was
vinyl panel looked amazing.
didn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Were you there?
No, I didn't go. I had
You
wanted
saw the
to. And
reel that I
yeah, I did.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did. That
Yeah, it
looked
really looked amazing
wow.
in
Yeah.
person.
Great
And
idea to put it up there for the show.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a great play. It served a couple of really good purposes. Well, I mean, impact, right? People walking, it's like,
Mhm.
whoa. But so that's number one. But when the designers came, Kat made sure to take them over to it and explain how it's done and what the costing is for it and so on. So they were like, "Oh." Yeah, and even our we have an honorary niece who's an interior designer, and she was like, "Ooh, a powder room with a wall like that," you know? And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
some place where you can really go for it. So, yeah, and
Could you get that? I
also
guess you could get it printed in different sizes too. It doesn't have to be.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
that's the thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Her
And
work was fabulous. It was great. Such a
What
I
who
will.
design,
Well,
such great
you
composition.
got to speak to her, and you were with Linda
And Bev.
and Bev.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And Pam, no, Pam, we all came together, but Pam wanders off. So she went at another time. Linda wasn't with it. It was just Bev and I when we were talking to Kat.
Oh, okay.
We got a
Okay.
nice little photo with her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was great.
That's really nice.
who
Yeah.
did you say printed it?
Uh, my pal he at
Oh,
Art Printing Studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Did you go this year, Debbie?
No, I didn't get there.
Mm. You've
Yeah.
been before. I've seen you there before.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a great show.
it is.
And it
Yeah.
was 50% larger this year.
Wow.
Oh,
They normally have around 200 artists. They changed venue. It used to be at the Better Living Center, so they're in the Enercare Center,
That's right.
which is much bigger. And so they were able to lay it out more spaciously. The
yeah, it felt good.
aisles were more spacious, which was nice.
See.
Um, but got less hot, you know. um, but they had more like 300 artists instead of
Oh,
200.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
seriously,
I like it there because you can park underneath and then you leave your coat in the car and
that's
Yeah.
nice, isn't it?
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
yeah.
nice.
Uh-huh.
So who did the best? Do you get to find out who sold the most? I'm
No,
curious.
no,
I
no.
think I interrupted you about uh, Kim. You were talking about
Oh,
he.
he
Sorry.
so Kat had that exhibition at Quest Gallery in Midland where she first experimented. Hi, Bev. Where
Sorry
she,
about that.
no worries, where she first experimented with installing vinyls in an exhibition and big vinyls. Um, but the material, it installed fine, but takedown for reuse was not
Oh,
possible. Like
oh,
it was too thin. It stayed whole, but it was like dealing with packing tape, you know,
oh my
Oh,
God.
just wrinkling and sticking to itself, and yeah, nightmare. So Kat used parts of that for her temporary sculpture at the Station Gallery show. There was a central sculpture, and it was done in a collage way,
Mm.
collaging with vinyl
Oh,
of
cool.
collages.
oh,
Very
okay.
meta, right? So she was able to put it to another use, which was
Good.
fortunate. But so uh, Kat did some research and then found a material that's much sturdier and therefore it's less inclined to wrinkle. And if it's less inclined to wrinkle, then it's less inclined to stick to itself. And so
Mm.
that she's been able to reuse.
It
So,
worked out. So when
yeah.
she's taking it down, where does she start?
A corner, because it's all tiled, right? So
Oh, I
that
see.
that was made up of multiple pieces. But honestly, if you'd gone up close and found the intersections, she Kat's incredible. Like
Oh,
they
now I get
matched up so
it. Yeah, it looked
yeah,
great.
she's such a pro at installing those now that
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
obviously going
fantastic.
to have to do some final work because she's got the
Mm.
skills. So
Yeah, yeah. Such a neat idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so I was there the opening night, and when did you guys visit? Was it
On
Saturday?
Friday. On Friday.
Friday. Okay. So that's when Andrea was there.
Yes.
Yeah, she said she got mistaken for me only twice this year. She realized
She
mid
does look a lot like you.
conversation. She realized mid conversation that, oh, wait a minute, this person, there was something weird about how the conversation was going, and it finally occurred to her she doesn't realize I'm not Kim. Oh dear,
Well, that was
too
nice she
funny.
was there.
Yeah, it's honestly, and there was someone there each day, so
Yeah, because
uh,
Kat gets caught up in conversations with people, so nice to have the other person there.
Yeah.
exactly. Plus, coffee break or
Mm-hmm.
bathroom break, or
Yeah.
someone can go get coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's
Yeah, it's a
really,
long
really
3 days,
helpful.
I bet. Hey?
It is. It is. Plus the opening night. I mean, she was
Yeah.
just so tired opening night
Mm.
because of all the she'd done the install the day before and had been working frantically for weeks before that, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
she told me she had been a little tight for the deadline.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I guess you didn't get to see the new book, right? Because I think we only got it Friday evening.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
No.
so she has a new book,
Nice.
and which I helped her out with because she had lots of things to do.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, so it's got the new work in it, including some work that wasn't there, like the piece she had at Redhead Gallery. And
Okay.
um, there's a spread on the Station Gallery show,
Oh,
and there are photos of her Fashion Art Toronto, a little bit of her Fashion Art Toronto with the big vinyls there,
oh, it'd be
and
very interesting.
also she's done art on screen at 2 Bloor Street West, so in the extremely high vaulted lobby of 2 Bloor Street West, they have an enormous screen above the security desk, and it's very high quality. It's
Oh,
amazing the color on it. And yeah, they've asked her for artworks twice for that, and
oh,
we
cool.
Oh,
didn't
wow.
make it the second time because it was just after Christmas, and we were just like, go downtown. I don't. Yeah, we just
Yeah,
couldn't
I
do it.
know.
Got some really nice photos of the first one, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's
there's a
great.
nice photo
Yeah.
in there.
2 Bloor Street West. What's the intersection there?
Bloor and Young.
And Young. Okay,
It's
I
the
thought so.
northwest corner.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Young's the dividing line between
Yeah.
west and east.
Okay.
So
And what's the
yeah,
name? It's a gallery?
it's the lobby of an
Oh,
office building. Yeah,
oh,
a very glamorous office building because obviously Young and Bloor,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mhm.
prime real
Yeah.
estate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm, cool.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Did they buy the work or they're just
No,
renting it?
no, they just showed it, gave a fee.
Hmm.
Yeah. So one of the problems is they're only up for 1 week at a time. It's like
Oh,
not even 2 weeks. Like
Mm.
it doesn't give anyone a, I don't know,
Well, and
chance
how
to,
much is it worth the effort,
yeah,
to
yeah,
just have 1 week, I think.
Mm.
yeah. And it just means that it makes it really hard to get to it and in
Hmm.
time. And I mean, God forbid you'd want to see it again. It'll be gone.
It's already gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we had the takedown at the Redhead show on Saturday. So I
Oh, you had
helped
to do
out with
two
that.
things. Wow.
Yeah, I came down to the city with Kat and then took transit up to the
Mm.
gallery. And oh, well, actually, I was meeting someone. So this is I hope you don't mind my chatting like this, but it's a really neat situation. There was a woman I met through a course we both took, and then there was a co-working on Zoom meeting up at a certain time each week, and just it's an accountability method for getting some work done. It's great for ADHD people. She's
Mm.
sort of body doubling. And anyway, she's an architect and does interesting stuff in New York. Anyway, she got in touch with me to say, I'm coming to Toronto. And she'd seen my LinkedIn post about the Redhead show. She said, is the show still going to be on? Can we meet up? Blah, 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 blah. So, anyway, Saturday I went and met up with her um, and we visited the Patel Brown Gallery. Have any of you been there?
No.
I
It's
don't
a
think so.
downtown gallery, so and it's one that I wasn't able to take any of the gallery walks to. It was very new, I think when COVID came around.
Mm.
And it was tough because there's not a lot else around it. Like it would be a trip. But it's a pretty cool gallery. Not very accessible, like in terms of wheelchair type
Where
things.
is it located?
Took stairs. It's right near Lansdowne and Bloor, like
Oh,
really
okay.
close to the subway
Oh,
station, actually. So
Yeah.
it's really
Okay.
great that way,
Yeah.
transit wise. But yeah, I should have asked them if they have an elevator, but they had a couple of very good shows. One that hit me right away. It was paintings on burlap,
Mm.
but like nice rough
Mm.
burlap.
mm.
Um, but the paintings were very crisp, geometric abstractions, with very, and which is pretty tough to
Wow.
do, number
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah.
number two, it's a nice contrast with the material that she was working on. And then there was an artist who's been around forever, Balint Zacco, and I'm used to seeing his ink and water. It might all be ink, but it could be ink and watercolor, figures and things growing out of the figures, and very stylized, very interesting work. But this was totally different. It was gouache on watercolor paper, multi panel connected, and at each break of the page, the connected things changed colors, and
Oh,
um,
wow.
yeah, it was very interesting. Also, he used removal technique. Kat did some of that years ago with watercolor, but this was gouache because it was opaque, and yeah, so was able to make highlights by removal rather than adding, and
Mm.
um, and then just make things glow sometimes.
Hmm.
And the colors were wonderful, and the
What was the name of
shapes.
the artist?
Balint,
Balit.
Balint, and the last name is Zako, Szako.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll look him up.
yeah.
I just was at the Gardner Museum and there was an interesting artist being featured,
Oh
and
yeah.
her name is Linda Rotua Sorman. I believe she's from Indonesia.
Oh,
And
hence
in the ga
Rotua, right?
yeah, in the gallery where her pieces were, first of all, I don't mean this negatively, but it looked like my studio space. She throws a lot of stuff from every area of collecting that you can imagine. I can't show you it, but if you go on the site, you'll see it.
Yeah, I'll
And
check
you
it out.
actually have, there's a ramp running through it. So you go in up the ramp and they've got her art on both sides.
Right,
I would call it an assemblage more
right.
than a sculpture. But one thing I really liked was a painting, and I don't know how paper was worked, but it looked like I actually put it on, I think, Instagram. The
Oh,
paper
okay.
looks like it was laser cut.
Right,
It was quite fascinating, and I'd love to know how they did the paper that she painted watercolor on.
right.
You probably saw it. I think you saw it because you gave
Yes,
it a
yes,
thumbs up.
it's coming to mind. It was quite large and lacy looking, as you
Huge.
said.
And
Yeah.
I'd love to know how one does that because it was fascinating instead of seeing, a usual rectangle
Yes.
of paper. I like that the paper becomes part of the art
Who wants to try
itself.
laser cutting in the spring term?
Oh,
I
that'd be
Do
would.
a
cool.
laser
In
Yeah.
cutting.
Procreate?
Yeah, but how do you have to do it? I don't know if she did it in sections or it was like you put it into the computer, but it had to be wide enough to hold the size of paper she used.
Mm.
It was really amazing. I loved
Yeah.
it.
So you have to create a drawing, a line
Mhm.
drawing that shows uh, maps out where the cuts
Yeah,
go, and it has
yeah.
to be an SVG file. Um,
What's
What's that mean?
SVG mean?
I forget what it means. Something visual graphic?
Okay.
Oh, vector. Okay, so vector
Vector.
graphic, but I don't remember what the S is for.
I think that
So
would be
we'll just say
fascinating.
something. Yep.
I think that would be fascinating to get paper that is, like I said, part of the art, not just a
Oh,
rectangle.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
It was
And it,
very fascinating.
the
I was
possibilities
in
are
awe of
incredible.
it.
So
So
it's on
I
your
can look into
Instagram?
that.
I know that they have at the Mississauga library, they
Yeah.
have a cutter, a laser cutter there, but I think they you have to take a little course first, and I think they you can bring in wood to cut it.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Laser cutting can typically do wood or acrylic, or it has to be a certain thickness of wood.
Mm,
Obviously, a big honking piece of lumber.
right.
The library is
A
not going to be
thin
set
piece,
up
a
for
very
that.
thin piece.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually a thin piece of Baltic birch plywood because it's very
Mm,
stable because
right.
of the plies. And yeah, I had a wood block done for me from a drawing I had. I don't know
Oh,
if you remember my boxed in show invitation with the
Mhm.
Yeah.
crouched guy.
yes, yes.
Yeah, so I had that turned into a wood block.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
mean a wood cut that you actually could print with?
Yeah. 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 They just have to burn it to a certain depth and then you can print with it, right?
Mm.
Nice.
So, yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities, but yeah, I mean that's a good possibility to try out next
But
term.
you'd have to do that in person, right?
Um no, you
No?
can send a file to you can prepare your file and send it to the service just
Oh,
like you
okay.
would send an image
Okay.
and then pick it up. Um Actually, that's a great segue to tell you what I want to look at today. We'll go to the Facebook group first, but just so you know, um, I I have no skills in Affinity yet, but I have
Mm.
uh, introduced myself to it a little bit, and I thought it would be great to just like this class explore it.
Excellent.
Okay, and see what we can find easily. I've made some notes of some things that I know we can find, and I'll show you where to download it and all of that. And I also did some research into the Adobe subscription, and the photo plan is an annual plan that you are charged monthly for. So you have a renewal date. So I'll also show you how to find when your renewal date is so that you can, because I mean, you can do whatever you want, because obviously you're grown adults. The Apparently, when you're on an annual plan and you cancel more than farther away from the renewal date than the final month, they charge you some kind of a fee for canceling.
Of
I
course.
don't know how much it is. I couldn't find anything that said how much it was or how it's calculated or anything. I just know that fact. And, but yeah, I went and found my renewal date, which of course it just renewed this month.
Oh, jeez.
So I've got it for another 11 months. But that's okay because I need to transition anyway if I'm going to transition. Because I'm now paying like $100 a month for my Creative Cloud
Oh,
subscription.
yikes. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I subscribe for more than the photo stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's insane. Like I used to pay $44 a month.
And the
Um,
prices have gone up, or mine anyways, went up.
right. It's
Within
great.
the last 6 months, it almost doubled.
Yeah. So
Not
same
quite.
problem, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought let's just dig into Affinity and see
Great.
what it can do. It has some things it can't do that Photoshop can do, but it has some things it can do that Photoshop doesn't automatically do or doesn't do. So, one of the
Interesting.
things is those SVG files for laser cutting, those are vector drawings, not pixel based drawings. So, Photoshop is all
Mhm.
based on pixels, right? And so,
Right.
if you blow it up, it turns into pixels and it's chunky.
Right.
So, vector files are drawings based on mathematical equations, completely invisible to you. You just are drawing in a particular way. And the computer figures out the mathematical equations. And because it's based on equations, it can be scaled up infinitely, right?
Mm.
Oh,
So that's the difference between vector and pixel.
Okay.
There are advantages to both. Like it's great to have both. And so as a designer, I used to work with both Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop so that I had both. Um, Affinity has both within the same app.
Hmm.
So that ties in very nicely to the idea of us
Yeah.
trying to create drawings for paper cutting. So um, yeah, because it's super easy. It's just in the toolbar. You just click on the button that says vector instead of pixels, and it changes the tools at the side to vector
Mhm.
tools. You're
Okay.
still looking at the same page unless you close it and create a new one, but it changes the tool, the left-hand side toolbar, as opposed to the top toolbar. Um,
Sounds good.
and then you can just switch back by clicking on pixels. So that's fantastic because Adobe, you have to actually leave the Photoshop and then open Illustrator and then, it's like it's clunkier. So yeah, and I expect more improvements to come because of Canva buying it. They're they've got
Excellent.
some pockets, those guys. So yeah, so no time like the present for diving in, right? As opposed to
Mhm.
waiting till Kim's got some perfect amount of knowledge. It might encourage you to explore seeing me fumbling around. Um, But hey, let's take a look at the Facebook group, shall we?
Yeah.
Good. I've got something from Helen. I've got something from Barb. And that we saw last week. Okay. Oh, Barb, I'm very sorry. Last week was so crazy. I didn't get to looking at your elements that you sent me. Thank you for sending them, and I will look at them. Um,
We can talk about it.
Great. Okay, so let's look at your. Marg says she loves these. I
I
love
just,
that Marg visits the group.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. She says her energy's gone down,
Mm.
which is a big change for her because she's always had so much
Mhm.
more energy than you could imagine she would have given all her challenges, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. So let's look at that.
this is lovely, Barb.
Isn't
Hmm.
it?
You know,
Really nice.
I got determined with the brushes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once I got into it, then I really got into it. And I just kept going.
Fabulous.
And
I
I
love what
made,
I'm seeing. The music, the handwriting, the drawings.
it was fun. It was fun. And then I just put him in the middle,
Yep.
uh, just to give it something that wasn't a brush.
Yeah.
But it was good, and I felt that I got it. The thing I didn't get, and I don't know that I can explain it, and maybe this is what I should be sending you,
Yeah.
but when my brushes were of a certain size, they
Yes.
all appeared as tiled. They were continuous, they were seamless. That wasn't the problem, but when they were smaller, they showed up as like
Stamp?
tiles.
You mean a tile or a stamp?
Um, well, I don't know how, like they were individual, like when I would paint, they came out as tiles. They didn't come out like as one big image.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
When I went in,
I might need you to send me the
yeah,
brush
yeah,
file. Um,
I
yeah.
Sometimes you have to
will.
work on in the brush itself. You know how they have different
Settings.
I
options,
know, I
Yeah,
settings.
know.
jitter or something.
Well,
Not the
size,
jitter, there's more.
it was a size issue. I went into grain, and there's a size slider there.
Yeah.
And when I would put it up to maximum, it kind of made the tiles bigger, but it didn't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if that makes sense or not. I probably should have
No, it
posted
does
it.
because I went through that too when I was trying to do polka dots.
Oh, interesting.
My polka dots were okay. My polka
My
dots were
polka
actually,
dots didn't change the size. Didn't change the size. I had to go into that, the brush settings and work through all those different ones to see what it was that was stopping
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
the
Yeah.
size from changing.
But I enjoyed it, and I did feel that I got it. The ones here are mainly ones that I made from images I found, but then I went into the brushes and made some brushes from the grains and the what's the other word?
The shape or whatever it
Shapes.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the grain. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's good to, and it's good to know it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because if you've got something in a brush, the possibilities for how you can use it really open up, right? Especially because there's so many different controls for brushes and you can really play. So fantastic. And I'm loving this. It really let's look at it bigger. Isn't that lovely? You've really got the colors of the hair and working well with the colors of your brushes.
Hmm.
Let's see. Dots. The dots almost look like they're from a jelly print. Yeah, very nice. Oh, look at these like little strings of
Yeah.
dots. Almost like Christmas decorations and fluttering.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the edges of the leaves. How did you get that sawed off like pink?
That's
pinking shears?
pixelation. So that's because I've
Mm.
blown it up so much.
Oh, I like
Uh,
it.
so that's
Like pinking
pixelation.
shears. I love pinking shears.
Of course, because it's
And
patterny.
I did some brushes and I realized that my image was not of a good enough quality, that it pixelated at too small a size.
Right. And,
Yeah.
if that image is line art, like we talked about last class, that is to say, is or can be made into pure black and white, you can use that technique that I used last week of
And I did use that technique and it did help.
good, good.
But some were just of such a low resolution that it
Right. It
wasn't
was
worth it.
hopeless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
at that point you need an AI enlarger. Uh, they've they've really developed some good enlarging technology with that. Okay, so our whoops, sorry about that. Our friend the heron is back. Oh, and you made these dot distressed dots gigantic. It looks like.
Punchinella.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a brush, Barb?
They're all brushes except for the heron.
yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah, they're all brushes.
yeah. I think you're taking to the brushes very well.
I said I went down a rabbit hole and I really did.
You did, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And look at this lovely pattern. These pale
Mm.
green dots,
Hmm.
sort of op arty, a little psychedelic. That adds a nice texture to the whites. Whoa!
Yeah.
This is Barb as a street artist. Can you
Yeah.
just imagine hoardings covered in
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a whole new career ahead
Looks
of you
great.
there.
Yeah. You've really had fun now that you've moved over to the iPad, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I yeah, um I don't entirely get why I find it more intuitive, easier. I mean, I'm still having to look at, go back and I looked at Kim, your videos, and I looked at some other videos, but it just seems to stick better. I don't know. Or maybe it was
Because
having
it's
the,
more, I think it's because there are parts of your brain that are being tapped more directly, more fully with the iPad and pencil that are it's so analogous to having a pencil or something like
yeah,
that
yeah,
on paper.
yes,
Your movements, so the spatial and kinetic parts of your brain are more engaged in areas where they're already more developed too, right? So it's yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So
and
it's
drawing with the mouse is, I just found it's more difficult.
oh, it's much more difficult. Absolutely. That's why, when that Wacom tablet was on sale or whatever, I said, anyone who wants to do that because that has that
Yeah,
quality as well. The
yeah,
problem is you have to be looking at your laptop or desktop screen in order for anything to, for you to be able to do anything, right? It has to be, whereas the iPad, you're drawing directly onto the iPad. So that,
The other thing I did, you were all talking about the paper-like,
yes,
paper, and the nibs, and I bought nibs. Uh,
okay.
and
And
that
how
made
are they?
a big difference too.
Yeah, yeah. Because otherwise you're just kind of skating across the
Yeah,
glass, right?
yeah,
And there's
yeah,
just no feel to it. So,
yeah.
yeah, it's a lot better. So, either way, it's a good thing to do. Excuse me. I like seeing this pattern again, but now it's warm in orange. So many layers.
There are quite a few layers, yeah.
And it looks like a
Yeah.
halftone brush here. This one here.
Or that might have been the psychedelic one again, with something
Hmm.
over top of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you've got some zigzags or chevrons going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, those are cubes.
Oh, right, right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I find this one really interesting because there's so much going on in the ground. And then you put that one image on top and it makes it all work.
Exactly. Great
It's great.
observation, Helen.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to
And
just ask, as an art teacher, Kim,
yes.
looking at this for composition and making sure the eye, I always think you have to make the eye move around the page.
Hmm.
Is there something that you would add to this to make the composition do that?
Well, it's pretty good already because the edges give you a
Yeah.
pathway and the lizard gives you a pathway. Um, and I want to point out that this upper right corner around the lizard is more active, more active with higher contrast material than this part down here, the lower middle. You
Yeah.
see that? And that's
Yes.
important. Like this is it, as despite the fact that it has all kinds of textures and elements in it, it's actually a bit of breathing space
Mhm.
compared to what's going on up here. And then it's really great that this left edge and the two left corners are very high contrast, high saturation, high value contrast, all of that, strong shapes. Um, so that really helps. Now, if I were going to do something, I guess I would probably see this musical section here. I would add some kind of elements that uh, tapers the contrast a little bit between the less active and this high contrast. Yeah, just layer on 2 to 5. Just depends on what you're working with, right? Things that kind of bring us down a
Pull
little
the
bit.
eye down.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just so it's not because the right now the musical notation here is it has other stuff, but it is because of the contrast, the strong contrast, it's a bit plonked in the space. So
Did
it
you say
just needs
clumped?
something with a little more contrast,
I
but
didn't hear
not
the
as
word you
much
used. Did you say
contrast
clump?
as the notes. You need to make a clump. Yeah, yeah, you need to make a clump. A clump that tapers the contrast from the
That's a
high
very
contrast of the
technical term.
notation to the edge.
Very, yeah, very technical term.
Absolutely. We're all about the jargon here. Yeah. Yeah.
Clumping term.
Yeah. It could be, that these hand-drawn lines, um, they they are high energy lines and strong directionals, but lower contrast amazingly in this in this composition. And so, something with that kind of energy that's just not as high contrast as the notation, but not as low contrast as the cyan color you've got here, um, could bridge,
Yeah.
because it could be scribbles, whatever. So there you go, Debbie. How's that?
Thank you. I'm curious, like that to me is an important part of making art.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
but when we're doing these projects, I don't always think of it that way, but I think it's important.
Well, it's kind of, you need to play without
Yeah,
worrying about stuff. And
right.
then once you kind of found your footing, then you can start building stuff with an eye to considering it and using your discernment to help you along. And
What
and I'm
about
always
I
happy
know
to
this
talk
is,
about that.
thank you. This is a bit of a critique, I guess. Would you have, like personally, I would have placed the lizard not front and center in this case.
And that's
I might not have put the whole lizard on. I might have made it go off a little bit, part of the left side, the tail, but keep the little curly Q. I don't know. This is all compositional jargon, but it seems to me it's too centered.
so things can be centered and it can work. And the reason it can work is because of the activity elsewhere on the page. What you're describing to me is how you would prefer to do it. So I have seen many compositions where something's been plonked in the middle, there's nothing going on, and so you're just stuck there, right? It makes it inert. Now, I've also seen things that could qualify for that, but it's actually exquisite and specimen like. This is not either of those. This is its own thing. It's got plenty going on around it that it is not stuck anywhere. But your artistic personality and judgment would make you do something asymmetrical with it, and that would be absolutely valid. Um,
That's my middle name. Asymmetrical.
so, and that's just a difference between people, right?
Yeah.
So it's always good to challenge ourselves. If we tend to plonk things in the middle, then we need to practice asymmetry. If we always do asymmetry, we need to find a way to work with something that's dominant in the middle, but make it work because it will always sharpen you up, right?
Mm.
One reason why it does work, because Barb didn't, she made it partially opaque, which I
Mm-hmm.
like.
Yeah, well, the you can see the design
Yeah,
through that, and some of these effects are almost veiling, so it's integrated, right?
yeah.
It's not literally plonked. And it's also because this is the thing, if something dominant is in the middle, it requires more from the things that are outside of the middle. And like, look at this section right here. That has all the juice and jazz and direction and energy and contrast and saturation you could possibly hope for. And because of that, it's sort of an anchor. And look how low contrast the tail is by comparison, right? So this is totally anchoring that corner. And because the activity curves around to this corner, we're moving around. in a related curve to this, but a different one. You see how joining this, the curve of the lizard and the curve of what's going on around, is almost like a wave of
Yeah.
water,
Mhm.
Mhm.
a surfing wave. And that's a very effect, and it gets wider and wider as we go out towards the head. That sort of quieter negative space. That's a very effective negative space there. It's an activated negative space. It's quite, it's more active than I would normally suggest for students who are like trying to make grounds, but it works. It works, and that's the thing, right? Um, there are there are general guidelines, and then there are things that work regardless of guidelines. So, yeah, and then of course this corner is really fluttering along. And even this one, and I like that it's smaller than the others, but it has very high contrast black hand-drawn lines echoing what's going on in this corner. And because it's black and the lizard's black, it also kind of connects up. So there's a lot going on in here that's really working.
Mhm.
But it isn't what you would do. And that's great because we're all supposed to be ourselves, right? So, yeah. This is a complex compositional puzzle. And once you get into complex compositional puzzles, that you can just really dive in and dive in.
Speaking of puzzles, that would make a great thousand
Oh,
piece
yeah.
puzzle.
Wouldn't it? It would be so hard.
I know.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea. You can get those made, Barb. I don't know if you have anyone in the family who likes to make puzzles, but
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it would be hard, wouldn't
yeah, it would. So it'd be a great
it?
Christmas gift for someone.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. Debbie coming up with the ideas.
Turn your art into gifts. Ooh, I
Woo!
like
Well, it's
that.
pretty great, isn't it, to do that?
Yeah.
Wow. So this looks like an enlarged detail that you cropped, but did you compose it at this scale,
The,
or
say that again?
did you build this as we see it, or did you crop in on something to end up with this?
No, I built it as you see it. I built it as
Okay.
you see it. Yeah.
That's
This was,
fascinating.
and this was the first one I started with. And I
Okay.
basically took the brushes that I had made and then started playing with them. Um, and yeah, and just kept going.
Yeah. So you have kind of a knack for the super energetic layered um busy, and I that's not a with no negative connotations. Busy is just an attribute. Um I do like that there are little repeated tiny things like the handwriting and the dots here that help bring down the they're active, but they're less boldly active. One thing I would suggest, you've got some lovely white shapes in here. Maybe just the negatives around brush strokes you did.
Yeah.
Um, I would consider bringing in some white shapes, that semi-transparent white shapes or pale shapes, to veil some of the activity. You know how the lizard, there were places where the
Yeah.
overlapping brush strokes kind of pushed back the contrast
Yeah.
on the lizard? I would just suggest you play with that on this. Get some new layers and veil certain parts of it. It could be shapes, it could be brush strokes, it could be
Yeah.
whatever, but just areas.
At one point, I played with layer blend modes,
Okay.
but then I took it off because I wanted, for the purposes of this class, to see the actual brush
Brushes.
strokes. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
because this is all brushes.
Yes. I inferred that. So,
Yes.
like that. I like that handwriting. That's fun. Is that your handwriting?
No, it isn't. And it's a different handwriting than this handwriting.
Okay, cool. You found some.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Well, that's been fascinating. And I gotta say, I really love this one here. Again, it's a centered element, but what's the dominant what's the dominant element on this page?
The writing.
Ah, yeah. And some people might say the music, and some people might say the red pattern, and some people might say, well, it's kind of a battle between the bird because it's a recognizable, being, face of a being. And then the red because red is red and it's high contrast here and it's big shapes and blah blah blah. So composition is a dynamic thing. Which is something that is important to bear in mind. Not as you're making, like as you're making, you need to go with things that you're trying, but when you're trying to analyze it a bit in order to figure out next steps. So the thing is, once you notice something, it becomes heavier in weight in the composition. It becomes a stronger aspect of it. And that's why you never tell anybody if you see a duck in an abstract area or if you see Mickey Mouse ears in an abstract area because you've just ruined it, right? Unless it was actually meant to be a duck or
Eh.
Mickey Mouse ears, right? Because you can't unsee it once someone's pointed it out. So just keep it to yourself. Marg isn't here, but she's a great one for that. She just loves finding all the things, and bless her, she's so enthusiastic about it. But I find myself saying, Marg, stop with the pointing out all the things in this abstraction. Notice the colors and the texture, and yeah. So anyway, good. Now, Helen, right? Yeah. Ooh, look at that moody palette. I do love a deep, moody palette like that. And you brought in, you mentioned something about tapestry, a
Yeah, this
tapestry
is,
bag.
yeah, I just posted this because a few weeks ago, John's wife, when we were leaving drawing, John's wife had a purse that had a big flap, and it was either the purse was made from either a pillow. What did she say, Bev? A pillow cushion or a tapestry, and it had been
Yeah.
made into a purse. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I took a picture of it,
Yep.
and I just thought, okay, I'll try a mask. I just did a little quick figure, and just the way the pattern came in, it looked like a big long ponytail, and or part of her hair, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And her
So
dress, and like she's
yeah.
got tights on or something.
Yeah, it's just the way it
Yeah.
worked out. It was quite fun.
I'll
I have to show
say.
her. Yeah,
I'll
it's
say.
different. It was different colors than that. And then I had to put a dark background on it because it came in very pale.
Whoops.
And
Okay.
I needed something, to go in between all the figure things there to make it.
Yes.
Is the figure from your figure drawing class?
Yeah. It just was a basic outline, and then I just added a mask on it, and it made it
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's pretty cool.
I like what she's sitting on.
Well, she was floating if I didn't put those things there.
Yeah. She needs to not be floating.
Yeah.
And these have kind of a shimmery effect because of how they fade in and out. You know, very saturated here and then it fades out ghostly over here. So that's nice because it also adds a sense of dimension, like there's some kind of depth, changes in depth. And then the strong geometric, sharp
Mhm.
geometric. Yeah.
She looks a
And it's
little
some nice
levitated.
brushwork. Sorry?
She looks a little levitated there.
She's
Well, these might not be super comfortable too, is one of the things I'm thinking. But there's some very nice brushwork in here that's adding a level of. And this seems like a quite blooming sort of brush that
No,
you.
it's the ever popular gradient brush.
Did you do a gradient brush,
No,
Helen?
I didn't do it, but I bought some a while back. They're my favorite. And very often that's what I'll use just to do a quick gesture of a figure. That's what this one started as.
Okay.
6
Right.
seconds, but it's fun. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
I love gradients too.
Mhm.
That's when I
Whoa.
had, oh,
Lovely. Yeah.
mhm. That looks like a gel plate print, the back.
These donuts.
Actually,
Mhm.
no, there's two elements in there. One, the furthest back is physical paint that I just put on two
Okay.
papers and mushed them together and got they were actually greens and blues, and some of the paper came through and whatnot. And the other one was a little exercise in collage of putting different design in plain papers together in a grid, and it was all in blues as well. So just putting that in and playing with blends and opacity and all that. That's what I
Yes.
So you mean it wasn't a brush, it was a physical piece of
yeah,
art that
yep,
you
two layers.
created.
Bringing us
And
back to the original meaning of tradigital
Yeah,
art.
that's what I like. I really do. Yeah.
I
did you
love that.
stamp those? Helen, did you stamp those
Oh,
circle?
no,
Hmm?
they're all little collage things.
Yeah, it's a photograph of a collage that had
Mhm.
circles
Yeah.
Mhm.
made
And
up
then
of
I brought
different.
in the purse image. I brought
Yeah,
in at
Yeah.
the bottom and changed up the color and whatnot to make it like she's on a bench or something
yeah,
supporting her.
yeah. She's properly grounded, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
she needed it.
I'm just going to enlarge because it's quite fun seeing the layered up
And I had to
effects.
with her, I had to on a separate layer draw around her and then fill it and then put it below her because it needed something dark behind it, but I didn't want the whole thing to be dark. So
Yes. Yeah. So it's like you created a glow, but it's a dark.
yeah, it needed it.
Yeah, it works really well in that color. Just
You
makes it
okay?
stand out more.
Yeah. You okay?
I love the texture on texture very much. That's really like this donut here. So beautiful the way the paint underlying paint texture is affecting because of the layer blend mode you've put on for the collage layer. Isn't that fun? A little bit of writing from a document.
Yeah, it was just a piece of a magazine.
That's great. Cat's getting me a baking soda drink,
So,
which should help out.
Hmm.
I also love these dots. The way they bridge from back here to
Yeah,
right
they were
onto the
just on
donut.
another layer and they came through with one of the blends.
Well, that was a very happy
Hmm.
circumstance. Hey, and we've got some free offers up here. That's good. I'm going to take a quick break to get this in and to run to the washroom.
Okay.
And then when I can speak again, we can take a look at an affinity.
Excellent.
Okay, good.
Good.
I just added something, Kim, and it's not Tradigital anything, but I wouldn't mind some feedback. So while you're taking your break, maybe we could look at it. Everybody could give me some feedback.
Oh, sure. In the group, I've
Yeah,
added something. In the
just
traditional group?
yeah, in the last 2 minutes.
Oh dear. Once you start, it's hard to stop.
It is.
Here it is. The color looks terrible.
Have at it.
Okay, first of all, if anybody has a way to photograph paintings so they don't look weird, like this one, I could only stand in front of it and hold a camera up, and it always never gets centered properly. If
Did
anybody
you do
has a
it
good
with
idea,
your phone, Debbie?
yeah,
Yeah, so you can adjust all the angles
I
on your
I
phone.
tried. I tried, and one side gets so one side gets taken off, or the other to get it
No,
straightened
but
out. That
there's three things, so you can make, so you need the left side to come forward. And there's three things where sit under when you go
yeah, I
to,
know what you're talking about.
yeah, and you can bring one
It's
forward.
under cropping.
Yeah, under
Under
cropping, yeah. You didn't, did you try that?
I did.
The third one over? When you have,
Let me see.
yeah, if you go under cropping.
It's very annoying, as you can imagine.
And then
Okay,
you
under
push it a
cropping.
second
Okay,
time, push cropping
right.
again.
Yeah.
And if you go to the
The third
third
one
one
over.
over,
Yeah. What
push
do
on
I
that,
do with it?
and then go along and it'll turn it from side to side. And then the middle one will turn top to bottom. You see if
I
you adjust it
see.
on that
Yeah,
scale?
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So if you can, the left side needs to come forward.
Uh,
So one third.
okay. I don't know. Not really. It's totally out of. Anyway, I'll figure it out later, but that's the problem. And also the color is not as vibrant as it should be from what I sent.
Looks
Any
vibrant.
feedback? Any feedback?
I,
How
There's
I
a
many
lot
like
of
minutes?
I like the flow of the dress. I think that's lovely how it
thank you.
moves um, into the background or foreground. It becomes kind of both. That's
Mhm.
a nice transition.
The feet look a little weird to me, but she crossed her legs, so I couldn't, or I didn't know how to interpret the crossed legs very well. But anyway,
They look okay. It's just that the color of the shoes is the same value as the pink around. If they were, say, a little darker, a little lighter, then it would look good. Look fine. How are they? So the black on the right hand side, the is layered on top with a brush. The streak that comes down.
yeah, you know what I did? I used roller with
Hmm.
elastics on it, and it used to go up above into the pink above her dress.
Yeah.
But an art teacher said it was too much, so she said get rid of it. So of course I listened and I got rid of it.
So you
Might have
just
been
erased it that one point.
I painted over it.
Okay.
It went all the way up into the sort of the sky and to the left.
So this is a physical painting.
Yeah,
So I was going to ask you how many layers, but I was thinking, I was
yeah, I
thinking,
know.
great.
I know.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the color doesn't look as bright as it is. So there's paper on there, a lot of paper. The
Cool.
polka dot papers are, well, they're tissue. The hair is tissue, and
Fun.
other stuff. And anyway, I was just trying to get some feedback.
So you made all sorts of papers and then worked on
That's
this.
right.
Yeah, cool.
And there's stamping. Any comments about the pink underneath her, below her, as opposed to pink above her? How could I improve on this?
Mm.
the 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 magenta e pink down here
Yeah.
would benefit from being it can be that dark, it can be that hue, but I would modify it. Up here it's modified,
Mm.
and here it's too raw, and also the the brush strokes, the way they end over here, just feels like the brakes got put on, but it's not tapering, it's not running off the edge dry or
Mhm.
anything. So I'd mix this with something to modify it. That could be, any number of things. It could be a little bit of gray. It could be um, yellow ochre, which might be a nice choice because you have yellow ochre in this.
That actually is gold.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Um,
It's not reading as gold from where you're,
yeah.
from
So put
online.
a little yellow oxide and a bit of gold in with the. I don't know if that's a quinacridone magenta or something like that. Um, and uh, and then don't slam the brakes on before you reach the edge of the page.
Okay.
Make sure you have some paper extending, like some scrap paper extending beyond it, so that you can
Uh,
just run right off.
well, that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm debating what to do with the face.
I'm sad that you erased the face
Yeah, I
No, I
because I
kind
could
didn't
of,
erase
see
the
that you
face.
had a
The face,
face.
no, there was no face. There's a piece of paper there that's putting a sort of a forehead line and a
Well,
nose
there were
line.
eyes. I see
No,
that.
I put those on just this weekend.
Oh, okay. So here's what I suggest. Don't get
Yeah.
all fiddly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This is not a fiddly piece. So don't get all fiddly. Take a tapered brush and do a practice on scrap paper before you do it on your painting.
Mm-hmm.
And do some
Tracking it.
nice closed eye, just quick single line with some thickness to it. Not too much
Okay.
thickness, the right amount for the face. And then you can do the same for the bottom part of the nose, and you can do a little bit for the mouth. And just
Okay.
really simple, but but sort of in keeping with the energy of the rest of the painting.
Right. Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Yeah. So, um, one suggestion on the foot, I thought what Helen said about the contrast of the shoes is a good idea. This 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 looks like the rear foot, and this is the front foot that's
I know.
pointing out.
She was
That foot, bring it down lower,
extended.
so that this feels like it's been extended back, and so that this feels
Okay.
like it's being extended forward. Okay,
Okay,
and then
thank you.
that will improve that. And make her foot look longer because she's pointing her toe, right?
Yeah.
So there's more length to the foot. Otherwise, you end up with something that's a little more hoof-like,
You're right.
which isn't what you want. So
Okay, what should I put more hair on?
yes,
Okay.
including on her forehead.
Hmm.
Okay.
It looks, if our hairline was all the way back there, we'd be feeling a bit bald, right?
Also,
You
it
know, I
But
met
she's,
I
this is
met
a,
women in Thailand that do that. They shave
yeah,
their head like
yeah.
up back here,
So
and it
if you're doing the women in Thailand, just make sure that the costume matches, right?
okay. One other dilemma. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't want to railroad this, but I was going to give it to my granddaughter who just turned 6, and her parents said, "No, thank you. We don't like colorful things in our house." And I
Oh
said, "It's
my
not for
God.
you." I said, "It's for my granddaughter, and it will be put in her bedroom."
Yes.
And it really hurt my feelings. He says, "No, thank you." I was really
Well,
upset.
also, children need color.
I know.
If the child grows up deprived of color and pattern and contrast, that's actually part of their brain development, you
Mm.
know?
Well, the parents don't like color. Well, my gosh, she says she likes neutrals, white,
Yeah.
black, and beige. So I'm
She's
sorry.
not
I'm not
her
painting to their taste. I'm painting for my from my heart.
Well, and babies need more than that. And in babies, I include small children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to keep going on about that because it'll make me angry.
Yeah.
It made me upset.
They need some
Okay. Thanks for your
educating.
feedback. What,
You're
Helen?
very
They
welcome.
need some educating about the needs of children.
They do.
Yeah.
Because it's not all about them. They're parents now. They have to actually help their child grow the brain connections they need.
And
So,
the more art that they see, that's original art, is so much better for their brain to develop.
absolutely, you're so dead on,
Yeah.
Bev. Yeah.
They have one of those TVs that change pictures of art, different artists. That's one way,
Yeah.
but
Which is
it's
great
not
for
an
adults.
original. It's a not
Yeah.
original Booby
Exactly. And
Moses.
kids don't develop from screens. Their brains are impaired. The Danish school system is yanking screens out of the classroom. They went all high
Sounds
tech
good to
in
me.
there.
Hmm.
Sounds good to me. Anyway, thanks everybody. Just needed to get over that little bit of a hump.
Yeah. You've got some things to work on now and you'll be off to the races.
Then I have to
So,
sneak it into the house.
what I have here is at adobe.com. You can sign in with your Adobe account and look for your account, which is, I didn't put a picture in, so it's got this default little circle you see over my name. It's whatever this graphic is. Oh, it's part of the A in Adobe. That's what it's the logo, part of the logo of Adobe. Okay, so that's what you want to click on and manage account. So welcome to your account, Kimley. This is what you'll get when you sign in, but if not, just go to manage account. And it shows you a number of different things like what plan you're on. So I'm on the Creative Cloud Pro plan, whereas you're on the photography plan, I think. And it tells you what's included in it. There are actually 50 more things included in my plan, and how you're paying for it and what it costs, when your next payment is, and what kind of plan it is. Now, where's what happened to the date? Oh, for God's sake. My renewal date. Where did the renewal date go?
I saw it on the left. It said something on the left just before. It said it was due April 4th.
Yes, that's the due, but
Oh,
what you want to know is when your renewal date is. So it's
mm.
due on April 4th because it renewed on March 4th. Okay.
They
But
don't make it easy, do they?
Does
They
it
don't
come
want you to
under,
find that.
yeah, does it
no.
come under billing history? Payment method plans.
Okay, Adobe. What on earth? I think this is screwing up because, of course, I had a billing history. There we go. Refresh. Amazing, eh? Yeah, it can only show you up to 3 years, and I signed up like 8 years ago or something. So
Mhm.
that's not
Hmm.
good for me. I was sure it was on this page because I remember these were here and it was here. Okay, let me try reloading.
View more, it said. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Adobe Fresco, as you can see here, is available for iPad and Windows 10. It's completely free, even if you don't have a subscription to Adobe. And it also combines vector and pixel based art.
Oh,
So it's something I'm going to be investigating because it has some um, animation features that I like too. All right, well that
Hmm.
sucks. Here we are. Overview, account and security.
Isn't it interesting? They don't make it easy to find it.
No, they
no.
don't.
I had it, and I'm sure it was in the overview, but it's disappeared, funnily enough. Plans and payment. Plans. Hmm. That's the same as overview, isn't it? It's part of the overview. Okay.
Would it be under the monthly plan, like it said monthly and then yearly um
Oh,
in there?
Here?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing to select
there's
here.
there's nothing to select.
No.
Okay.
where it
And
says
all I
change
can do
payment.
is click
Maybe
on
that'll,
billing history. Sorry?
what about change payment was just above that? Maybe. Oh,
No, it's still not showing me my renewal
yeah.
date.
Excuse me.
Is there... It'd be too easy if they had a search bar, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, I know their share price has been tanking because of
Mhm.
people quitting.
There's managed plan on the bottom there.
There it is. Manage plan. Okay.
Manage
So now you
plan.
know you have
Okay.
to go to manage plan. Overview's fine, and then you go to manage plan. And so the second thing it lists here is your renewal date. So it's up to you. You can decide, oh, screw it. I'm just going to quit Photoshop, and then they'll tell you what the fee is. And you can't turn down the fee because it's part of your subscription terms, okay?
There's
So
a
it's
fee to terminate. Is
if
that
you're
what you're saying?
terminating before the final month of an annual plan, and all photography plans are annual plans. So that
I
much I was able
see.
to find out for you.
Yeah. Huh.
But you could say, well, whatever, I just want to get the hell off of it, and that's fine. I will say Affinity can open PSD documents. What I would suggest is not quitting right away. Give yourself a little transition period so you can test opening up your documents and seeing how they look to make sure they look okay in Affinity. Um,
What about
because
backing
if
up what's on your Photoshop? You have to back it up so that you don't lose anything
Well, your
if you're
documents are
quitting.
not stored in Photoshop,
Hmm.
so the only thing you'd
Okay.
need to back up is your brushes if you made
Okay.
any custom brushes in Photoshop, okay?
Mhm.
And that's in the brush palette things. Um, yeah, so give yourself some transition time. And if if your renewal date's coming up soon, then tell other people to cook in the house and do some work to see how
That'd be a good idea. Ooh,
right.
love
Say,
it.
well, I got to do this. This is very important. You want me to save money, don't you?
That
Yeah,
always works.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that you can check out a bunch of your images, especially the ones that mean a lot to you or whatever. But just in general to see how it transfers, because there are strong overlaps in the programs, but there are things that Affinity has that Photoshop doesn't have, and there are things that Photoshop has that Affinity doesn't have, right? So yeah, so things may not translate perfectly.
I have to say
And
that I've been debating doing this for months, and I
yeah,
haven't
so
used Photoshop.
yeah, but you may want to use it if some of your images, and I know you've done some terrific images, Debbie.
Thank
If when
you.
you open them, they look odd, you can then open it in Photoshop and compare it, maybe even get like take a screenshot of the one in Photoshop as a reference so that you can, as we build our skills in Affinity, you can make changes to the one in Affinity so that it looks like the one in Photoshop, okay? But
Okay.
if it's not a big rush, then you can just work with it open in Photoshop and open in Affinity and kind of refer to the one in Photoshop for reference. So, yeah, okay, so manage plan. That's good.
So would Affinity work on the iPad?
Uh, hang on a second. I think they might be working on that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's another reason to wait till you're for a while. Let me see. Uh,
Do you do
Affinity.
Photoshop on the iPad, Bev?
No, I haven't before, because I didn't have any
Yeah, you
any
didn't have
space to
room,
work. Yeah.
but you do
And
now, right?
yeah, and this computer is like, wow. It's, and I don't think Doug wants to get a new one, so I might have to get my own. But if it could work on the iPad, then that would be fantastic.
Yeah, they did make they used to have a Photoshop Express or something that was really couldn't do very much. They have improved because the iPads are so much more powerful now. They've been able to do a much bigger version of Photoshop for the iPad. So that's, worth checking out.
Yeah.
Um Affinity Designer 2 for iPad.
Oh,
Let me just yeah, I don't know what year that. Okay, Affinity Designer is the vector based. Let me just do a search for Affinity. They used to be separate apps, the vector, pixel, and layout. This, by the way, Pixelmator Pro, that is Apple bought that. And that is now you can either buy it outright here for $70, or you can do a subscription model for their creative suite. Um, but you can just pay $70, which is a lot better than my $100 a month.
Yeah.
um,
Do you like
you,
it?
it's supposed to be a very good program. I haven't used it, but it is supposed to be very good. It has a good reputation among professionals.
Does
Because I
it
think
replace?
I've got Pixelmator, but not Pro.
Okay, yep. Well, they may
So
have
is
had
it
a,
a,
a free version before too.
I think it was free.
Yeah, yeah. So the Pro is the one you have to pay for, which would have more of the features that you would have grown accustomed to in Photoshop. Okay. No. Okay, I know they're working on Affinity for the iPad, so it isn't yet
Isn't there
available for
yet?
the
Okay.
iPad. Okay. And because Canva is behind it now, I have no doubt that they will be coming out with that because they have a big interest in making it happen. Um, you know what else? Procreate. They are developing a version for the Macintosh computer, so you can use it on your laptop as well as your desktop, as well as your iPad. Isn't that interesting?
Hmm.
Yeah.
mm,
Okay. So so much to talk about with this. I know we're running a little late already, but let's take a first look, shall we, at Affinity?
Sure.
And I'll share differently.
So where are you signing up for Affinity, Kim?
It's free,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's
and
free.
it is
Okay.
one of the, yes, Affinity is absolutely free and includes 3 apps in one. And it is one of the main, has always been one of the main contenders as an alternative to Photoshop. There are professional designers who couldn't afford the Adobe Creative Suite, which is the plan I'm on, right? And who can blame them? So they
By the
uh,
way,
they
I
went
I did,
to either Affinity or Pixelmator Pro.
mm.
and you got that on the App Store, in the App Store?
What?
Did you get it from the App Store?
Just a sec. Yeah, it's my computer. Sorry about that. I have to find the source so that you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Do you not also hear another voice?
No.
I think that's in your head.
Oh, okay. You're not hearing it, but I hear it. And for me
I heard a
not to
little.
hear it, I can't hear you. So I have to find it. I'm sorry. It's just one of those days.
By the way, I did get an email saying my Adobe renewal date was coming up, and that email leads you to your
Oh,
your plan.
oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, Lynn, can I ask you a question while we're waiting?
Who?
Helen,
Yeah,
how do you save your brushes in from Photoshop? How do you save them? Do you know?
from Photoshop.
Yeah,
We
the
have had
ones you make.
lessons.
What, dear?
We've had lessons on that. They go quite easily into your brush library once you've made them.
Right, but what if I want
Do a
to?
search on your computer, Debbie,
Yeah.
for documents ending in .abr. B is in brush.
ABR.
But there is a so you can duplicate it and take it out of the Photoshop folder and put it somewhere where you can find it. But there
Okay.
is an export brushes function in the brushes palette.
Okay.
You know, in the upper right corner of the brushes panel that
In
where
Photoshop.
you can import brushes, you can export brushes, and so on.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Because I'm at the point where I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense. I apologize, everyone, for this. I'm working
No
as fast as I
worries.
can to find the. Oh, I know what I'll do. Oh no, I can't. I can't quit Safari because then the Zoom meeting will end. Ah.
Did anybody see Joni Mitchell last night?
I saw the replay. It was amazing. You can see it on YouTube.
Cool.
I loved the way they introduced her with Sarah, what's her name? The singer started to sing her song. What's her name? Sarah
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 McLachlan.
McLachlan.
McLaughlin.
Yeah.
She was good, but honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know a lot of the singers, the current ones. Ring on Joni Mitchell, and oh yes, I recognize that person, but oh
Did you see Carney introduce her?
yes,
Pretty cool, eh?
yeah.
Yeah, he did a
She said
great
the same.
job.
She said the same thing 3 times though. How great he is. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
thought, something's clicking in there.
I think she likes him.
Yeah.
Well, she's comparing it. She says, "You don't. I don't. I would rather deal with Carney than you know what I'm dealing with, basically."
Well,
So she,
and she's always had an eye for the guys. She's
Quite the
she's been
history.
a busy woman in her life,
So
and she's
creative.
not dead. She may be sick, she may be elderly, but she's not dead.
What did she say? Having had the aneurysm, some good things came out of it. And one of them was
Yeah.
that she quit smoking finally.
and she's
And you
surrounded
could
by
tell
more
from her
women.
voice.
Oh,
Her,
right.
her
Yeah.
voice was massively improved. I remember when I quit smoking, I couldn't believe
You smoke, Kim? My God.
I did, but I quit before I was 30.
I
So,
can't imagine you smoking.
yeah, I used to smoke like a chimney.
Oh
It's
my goodness.
how I coped with the stress of my work.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yes.
in order to hear you, I have to listen to a conversation between two Korean men.
Well, maybe
So,
you'll
I'm,
learn some Korean.
yeah, if only I knew some, then this would mean something, but actually be more distracting then. Um, oh, why am I doing my iPad? It's on my laptop.
Well, maybe that's why.
That's it. It's from my iPad. All right. I'll mute that. There we go.
I don't know whether
Oh,
we should be
I'm
concerned
sorry
that
to
we're
keep you waiting through all that. Honestly, what a ridiculous
I don't know if we
thing.
should
Okay.
worry that Kim's hearing voices and now we're hearing them too.
In a different language.
Oh,
Catchy.
Yeah.
It's catchy.
yeah, yeah. I must be a good communicator, eh? Okay, so this is the welcome screen for
Oh,
the
lovely.
Affinity app. So this looks familiar. It's not identical, but it's similar to when you open up Photoshop and you get the option to pick some page sizes. It doesn't have the section, the sort of categories that
Mhm.
that Photoshop has. So you
What's the
can
size
pick
of
one of
A4?
these. Sorry?
What's an A4? What's that size? It comes up all the
That's
time.
the metric version of letter, so it's
Okay,
210 by 297
okay,
millimeters, right?
thank you.
Can you
And
change
it's
it?
got a C more,
Mm,
okay? So there's a half letter. So there's letter,
mm,
Yeah,
okay? So you can pick a letter and see how this popped up. So
yeah.
this, when I said clicked on see more, this panel here on the right popped up. And this is where you can set up your document in ways that you need. Now, you don't need all of the things that are on this because remember, this is sort of a multi-app app. So you don't need you're not laying out a magazine. So you don't need the multi-page stuff and all that. So just leave those off. But you are interested in, what units, what orientation, what DPI, obviously. Here you could go in and customize your page width and page height if you wanted to. You do want RGB and sRGB here, and then you can decide whether you want a transparent background or not.
What do
So
you
it looks a
recommend?
little, sorry?
What do you recommend for background?
I like
Transparent
to
or
have a
white?
white I like to have a white background layer and then I do all my work on upper layers. I can
Hmm.
always turn off the background layer so that I can
Hmm.
see the transparency, but I find it difficult to look at the work to
Yeah.
preview what it's like unless there is a white background
yeah.
layer. Okay? Or a white layer at the bottom, even if it's not officially a background layer, it's acting as one. And so once you've got the presets the way you want it, again, don't worry about margins and bleed and all of that. That's again for publishing. Create document. So,
So Kim, you're doing this on your iPad.
no, I'm doing this on my laptop.
Oh, okay,
I was
okay,
accidentally going to my
okay,
iPad to do it and then
okay,
realized no. We just
okay.
determined that the iPad version is yet to come.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Don't I will definitely let you guys know when I find out that it's out.
Only in Korean, Kim.
Oh, that's a whole other course.
No
That's
kidding.
right. Oh man. So this doesn't look, it's different in its details, but it doesn't look wildly unfamiliar, right?
Yeah.
You've got the page, you have a tool, the tools down here. You have a toolbar up here. Um, Here we go, document setup. So you could always go back by clicking on this button that says document setup to change something about the document if you wanted to. Okay, and it would just give you that same panel that we looked at when we set up the document. So cancel that. Now, if you look up at the top left, that's the icon for Affinity. And right now we're in Vector, the vector version of it. And all we have to do is click on Pixel, and we're in the Pixel version. And they very nicely have different colors, so it makes it easier to know. Oh yeah, okay, I'm in that one. And then this is the layout one. And what changing these things does is it changes the tools that are available to you here along the left. And you'll notice that this came up, master pages and pages, because of course a layout program is about laying out multiple pages. So we'll go back to Pixel. And the very top tool is the move tool. So that hasn't changed. And when you hover, it gives you details about the tool. So that's good because you can do that with all the tools and sort of because they use some different icons. You might look at something and sort of wonder what it is. Just hovering over it will give you an introduction to what any given tool is about. Rectangular marquee tool is likewise very similar to the one in Photoshop, right? And certainly does the same thing. So see, the move tool has a little right angle kind of chevron type arrow here. So we can click on that just like in Photoshop, which had a triangle. And you get a perspective tool, a mesh warp tool, and a deform tool. So already we can have a lot of fun, right? So I'm going to go open find Tradigital. What is this? This is winter 2026. There. Oh no, that's 2025. Oh well, I'll just grab something from here. There. Let's start with that. Open. There we go. Now look across here next to the move tool. There are two tabs open because there are two documents. The one we just made and the one I just opened. So that's also like Photoshop. So you see how you're able to leverage your memory of how to work with Photoshop to work in this one. And that's what a photographer friend of mine told me a while back, that he found it friendly to Photoshop users. Wow, what a photograph.
Beautiful.
So for fun, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to get the mesh warp tool because why not, right? And this is familiar to all of you. Now, these long arms with little dots at the end of them, they're called handles. That's not what you're used to seeing in Photoshop. In fact, even though we're in the Pixel program, it's using what are called Bezier curves, which is that vector-based thing I told you about. A Bezier curve is an equation that defines a curve. And it's, any kind of curve has an equation. So look what happens if I grab this handle and rotate it, or shorten it, or lengthen it, or overlap it with other things. And you see how this starts to get dimension, almost like it's a sail with something on it? So there's that. There's another tool. So it gave us this little sub menu here so we can switch between tools. But there's a deform tool. I don't know how this works. We're going to find out. How does this work? Whoops. I'm constantly creating new documents. Oh, okay. There's a little pop-up menu down the lower right corner here. A panel, I should say. Deform, master. Rigid or similar. I have no idea what those, it's constraints, but I don't know what that is. And then there are these things. I don't understand though. Okay, well I'm going to do 57% and say apply. How about that? And what? I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, there's something here too. Oh, that's just to enlarge your view. See up
Oh,
here?
cool.
That's
Good to
quite
know.
nice, actually. That's better than having a magnifying glass and having to
And
click it or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a hell of a photograph, by the way. So sharp. So in focus. Okay, I can't figure out the deform tool, so that's fine. This is the crop tool. And it's similar to the crop tool in Photoshop, the icon for it. So let's reduce our view here and yeah, just like that. And then hit return maybe? Yeah, hit return or enter and it crops it. And of course you can undo raster crop because we're working in pixels, so that pixel images are called raster images. You remember when we would work in smart objects, we'd have to rasterize the object sometimes to get it back into pixels so that we could do certain things. So there's that. Object selection tool.
Mm.
That's interesting. That requires, see in the upper right corner of my document, there's something saying machine learning models. So just like Photoshop, it had machine learning is another word for AI. And in Photoshop, it was using some of it. That was one of its AI tools was the select subject. You remember that? And
Yeah.
so this is basically that, but it says you have to have the segmentation model installed, manage installed models in settings, and it gives you the settings button. And here's segmentation. I'm not going to worry about any of the other stuff. It tells you how much space it will take up, and you can install it. So click install. It's downloading that model, the model that the AI uses, or the AI model that the app uses for. It allows the creation of precise, detailed pixel selections from pixel layers or placed images. Use the object selection tool to make your selections. Okay, so it's installed. So now I should be able to, have to, of course, know how it works. Oh, okay. And then I'll hold down Shift and add in this part. Oh, well, that's not good. So clearly, this is the it's kind of a weird interface. So you know how in Procreate, when you select something, the parts that aren't selected have a faint gray diagonal line pattern.
Mhm.
That's what this the green pattern seems to be related to. So except that it's the opposite. It seems to be, oh, it's defining the picture plane because it sees the edges of the, oh, look at that. So interesting.
Great.
So anyway, that's is a selection brush tool and a flood select. So that's like the flood select is the magic wand tool. And they've made the icon look like a magic wand, sort of, with a star at the end of it. So that's good. And the selection brush tool is like the one in Photoshop that's like that, where it takes swaths, depending on the size of the brush. Um, I forget what they call it in Photoshop, but anyway. Okay, rectangular selection tool. When I click on that, you see you get a little sub menu so you can switch between different
Mhm.
kinds of selection tools, shapes, and it has a lasso, which is the freehand. Fill tool. Okay. Um, wonder if that's color. Nope, doesn't seem to be. Okay, where's color? Here's color. Oh, we lost Debbie. There. That was quick. Because I had something selected, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and it has other. So it has a paint bucket tool, which it calls flood fill. So if I change the color, I'll deselect. Okay, Command or Control D works for deselecting, just like it did in Photoshop. But you could also, something up here would do it. There, select. So deselect must be up there too. Anyway, let's change the color. Oops. Wow.
Flood fill.
Seriously. I wasn't even in. Oh, yeah. I was in this. Okay, let's undo that. Let's go to this. I just want to get a different color, you know? There. So you see, quite a few things are working very like Photoshop. Paintbrush tool. Paint raster brush strokes with anti-aliased. So again, you've got different brushes. Here's a paint mixer brush. That's interesting. So if you want to blend between areas of color, right? Simulates the mixing of wet paint by color blending. Um, color replacement brush tool. Replace an image's pixel colors with the current foreground color. So you could presume set a foreground color and then tap on a pixel and have any of the same pixels change. And a pixel tool. Paint pixel aligned hard edged lines. There. Hard edged line. And up here in the horizontal toolbar, you can set how thick the line is by pixels.
Hmm.
There you go. That's for Barb there. um, you know, there's the blending, that wet brush. So isn't that fun?
Mm. Yummy,
Whoa. Okay, this is
yummy,
going to be
yummy.
way too much fun. Wow. I think I'm in love. I'm going to blend the bejesus out of everything. Just because I can. Oh.
There you go. Rocket ship.
Oh my goodness. Let's go in. Just take a little look-see at that. Isn't that something? And it feels nice, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
So that's going to be nice to have. Okay. There's the eraser tool. So erase brush tool, they call it. And it has a little arrow as well. So it's got a background erase brush, a flood erase tool, and just the regular. Hello. Adjustment brush tool. Applies a self-masking adjustment by painting. Drag to paint the adjustment. I guess you need to choose an adjustment to oh, one of the things I learned about this program, you know how if you do a Gaussian blur or you run uh, filters in Photoshop, it's destructive unless you're working with a smart object. And
Mhm.
then not absolutely everything works with smart objects in terms of filters. This, the filters remain editable, just like you're doing an adjustment layer, but it's a filter. So you do the blur and you don't like the degree of blur, you can change it. And that is a very dandy thing. That would have been nice if Photoshop had been more like that, because it would have saved people from who were learning from getting into a lot of trouble. Yeah. Well, I see we've gone way over time, but when it's edited down for the replay, I'll cut out me trying to find the source of the Korean men talking, and this will be down to a perfectly reasonable length. And
That's
yeah,
great. This is exciting.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, I'm just excited by this crazy looking thing in front of me. I'm like, wow, just the possibilities, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're starting our affinity journey. I think
Yeah.
that's really
Mhm.
great. And what I wanted to suggest in terms of dates is that we just keep going if everybody's okay, and we just meet again in 2 weeks, and I'll come up with an end date for the spring term,
Okay.
and let you know what it'll be the same cost per class as before. So I'll just reiterate it in the email, and yeah,
Okay.
But you'll let,
we can
but
just
you'll
keep
let us know
going.
what we owe you, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put that in the email too, with the ending with the dates. So
Good.
so that you can
Excellent.
put it in your calendars and send the payments, and because that's always welcome.
Great.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's
I think this will
interesting.
be an exciting new chapter with the moving to
Yeah.
affinity and letting go of that. I unfortunately can't let go of it for a while,
Well, it's
but you guys
interesting
will.
now because we've got Photoshop and then Procreate and now this. We're really
Hmm.
we're really quite on top of things in a way.
Yeah.
Very. You can brag to your friends now even
It'll be
more.
Sure
interesting once
can.
we learn about the to make those other files for the for laser cut. I think that'd be really
Yes.
cool.
Yes. Absolutely. And laser cut paper, I've seen some absolutely beautiful work done with that. And I just think it has a host of possibilities in terms of um, uh, you could presumably have a digital print laser cut. You could also, as well as a painting, but you can also layer it up with print printmaking and drawing and whatever else to create beautiful layered pieces with dimension and so on. So,
More
wow.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. So, we'll dig in.
All right.
So, I'll learn some more before our next class.
Very
You got
good.
2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks that aren't completely swallowed up in the artist project and the redhead show and oh man, yeah, it's been
Yeah.
nutty. So thank you,
No, this is
and
great.
Thank
have a
you.
great couple of weeks, and
Happy
post
Easter.
like crazy on the Facebook group. You know, Bev, I hope you can play with those brushes. Make some brushes and play with them.
Yeah, I kind of decided I'd put my brushes aside for the moment. I
Yeah,
really did,
you've
as
been
you can
doing
see, I
loads.
really
Yeah.
did get into it. Yeah, but
Bev's muted
now I
though.
have to use them. Now I have to
Yeah.
use them. Yeah,
Exactly. Just
yeah,
you have loads, so that's really
yeah.
great. So, yeah, Bev, I encourage you to get going on them.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying
Excellent.
that earlier today, so I didn't get too far yet.
But you got to start. Like
Yeah,
dipping your toe in the water counts too, right?
yeah,
'Cause it,
definitely.
yeah, gets you going. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Take
Okay.
care,
Hey,
everybody.
that was
Yeah,
great.
take care.
Bye.
Thank
Bye bye.
Bye.
you. Bye, everybody.